Our new cling rubber stamp sets, like the Lovely Garden, for the first time also have a coordinating cutting die set. And as you can see, you've got a really good value in the package because you've got not only the stamps, but remember you also get a lovely template, and you can see the pattern of that on the back. And now the dies, which are sold separately, will be exactly what you see is what you cut. And this is going to be a very versatile set. We call it Lovely Garden. It's a peony, which means you can use it in a lot of different colors. And then here we have a hydrangea. And again, you have the stamp set with a template, plus you have the cutting dies. So let me show you how you can create some beautiful things with all of this, because these are things that you could always use a handful of flowers and butterflies to create a lot of very fun things. So here you can see, because it's easy to cut out, doing a whole layered card like this is actually quite doable. And we've raised and curved some of the edges to create a beautiful three-dimensional effect. And the other one here with the hydrangea as well is very three-dimensional. So I want to show you some things for scrapbook pages. And for all of these backgrounds, we're using the Creative Palette, and even though it's 8.5 by 11 type format, you're going to be able to use it in quadrants this way to just keep moving the paper until you've created a whole lovely background. And you can see with a lot of these, our bubble wrap gives us some real fun patterns in the background. So you can see how using all the flowers and having a lot of them give you options to move all of the pieces around. And these pages are all still sort of in progress, but you can see light or dark, and with hand-colored flowers or whatever, you get a lot of beautiful results. So let me show you some tips and shortcuts for creating your beautiful flowers. Here's a page that I did on the Creative Palette and even did some splattering for fun. And I've taken the 3 flowers from the set and I've put them all onto one jumbo handle because I want to show you a shortcut. So I'm taking my black ink and I'm going to ink all 3 of these together. So now when I go to stamp on my background paper, I'm going to start up here in this corner to make the best use of the full sheet. And then we'll stamp it again. So anyway, you can see where I'm going, that I'm going to make use of the full sheet this way. I'm going to cut this segment just to make it easy to work with. Okay, so you'll see with these little wafer dies that the cut line is to the inside edge, and that gives you full visibility so that what you see is what you cut. And we're going to, unless you have a magnetic setup for your cutting, you may want to tape it together. So let's position the first one, get a piece of tape on it, and then the die will fit only one way to the stamp, and that'll be the right way. So take a little bit of time to line it up as best you can and tape it down. Okay, I've got my cluster of flowers, plus I figured I might as well do a leaf and a butterfly at the same time using each of the pieces in the die set. I've got them on the base plate, all taped together, and now I'll put this cover on top. We'll get our Spellbinder Grand Caliber going here. And there, in no time, you have a beautiful set of flowers that can be used on any card or scrapbook page. Now here's another part of the tip that I want to show you. We did speed stamping, right? Now we're going to be able to proceed with some speed cutting, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to lift all of the dies, and we taped them all together. And I'll mention as well, with your small dies, make sure you don't toss the die away with the perimeter of the paper. I've done that. That's why I need to remind you. These dies are all taped together, and they happen to fit exactly the way I stamped it the first time. So it's going to line up even easier. And if you want to secure it with a bit more tape, I might as well add a piece that links the three of them together. And one way or another, now that's all lined up. So as long as I have done multiple stamping with the three of them together, I can do multiple cutting with the three of them together as well, and end up with handfuls of beautiful flowers that can be used in so many interesting ways. Here's my batch here of all these fun flowers, and you can see how entirely different colors and patterns, color penciled or paint, you just really have wonderful batch that you can now use for journals and scrapbook pages and cards and everything else.